find our statement in the Queen's language, and I'll go through the statements. And our statement is in two phases. One, we'll brief you about the Musuka Manyana by-election, and two, about the BMD primary elections. We'll start by the Musuka Manyana by-election. As you are all aware, the by-election, as far as our concerned, went very well, and the outcome is reasonably satisfactory, even as victory, for which we had hoped, as we had worked very hard for it, managed to elude us. Our detractors, including all those who underestimate the strength of our movement, must be bitterly disappointed at our showing after campaigning for only a month and a half. When one considers the enormous odds we faced, we have done admirably. The UDC was ranged against adversary who had consistently held the constituency since independence. The outgoing MP was the vice president, and as you all know, is now the president, and therefore it was not easy for us to get that constituency. The by far large portion of the constituency in his native home and its people, a larger portion of the constituency in his native, and its people are of his time. The resources that the BDP always has, and in this case did have, bring to bear on this campaign are unmatchable. And to that, the usual abuse of state resources by the BDP he engages in its campaigns. Musuka Manyana was no exception when it comes to funding or abuse of resources by the ruling party. While we are unable to transport enough voters to our 51 polling stations in a large and wide constituency involving large distances, the BDP only openly used government vehicles to transport voters to polling stations. And I repeat, they used government vehicles to transport voters to polling stations. The Umang office was in the constituency distributing Umang cards to BDP voters on polling day to enable them to vote. This we regard as an anomaly, because many of our members were away preparing for primary elections, which were imminent, and one of our partners in the UDC was conducting primary elections, which had long been arranged and could not be changed. We were working at half strength. The only advantage was that we had by far the objectively stronger candidates in the name of MK Jonathan Tshepiso Pilane that did the BDP. And MK Sitono will also be the UDC parliamentary candidate in the 2019 general elections. With all the above said, we are proud of our showing. We regard it as a strong foundation going forward. We intend to build on it henceforth. If we can garner 1,530 votes after working for a month and a half in a constituency in which we had not been active for a long time, we can increase that number manifold and enough to win the election by the time we get to election time in 2019. We do not intend to let up. We have also and continue to identify where we fell short and what we need to do to correct ourselves and ensure victory in 2019. We have many to thank for what we achieved. First, it is MK Sitono himself who deserves to be singled out. He was undoubtedly a strong and worthy candidate. Next, we must thank the UDC campaigners who were on the ground. Although mostly BMD, they included some of our partner parties, some of whom assisted not only with campaigners, but also vehicles and other resources. We understand that those of our partners who did not participate could not account of matters beyond their control. The campaigners who were on the ground, some 240 of them, did admirably great work in the most difficult conditions and in limited time and resources. We also thank the leadership of our partner parties who assisted greatly. Special mention must be made of the BNF Youth League President, the BNF Women's League Secretary General, the President of the UBSRC and his SRC, Monoba Ituti, and Reverend Stechling of the BCP. Particular mention must be made of Comrade President Dumaboko, whose unwavering courage and determination and his unquestionable dedication to the UDC and what is best for this country and its people gave great inspiration to our troops on the ground. We thank the leadership of the BMD, of its Women's League, its Youth League, the people of Moshupa-Manyana as a whole, for their hospital receipt of us in their homes during the campaign. The people who rented their houses and facilities to us for use during the campaign, and all who assisted in whatever manner in the campaign and after the campaign. We assure them of our attention at all times henceforth and promise them that if they support and vote for us in the 2019 general elections, we will prove ourselves worthy of their trust. Now I'll deal with the primary elections of the BMD. Negotiations in the UDC resulted in the BMD receiving 14 constituencies, one of which was given to the BCP at their request, in exchange for which they gave us another, which we passed on to the Botswana People's Party. Of the 13 constituencies, we already have UDC parliamentary candidates in 7 and are due to conduct primary elections in the remaining 6 on 7th July 2018. The UDC candidates in the 7 are Advocate Sidney Pilane, Gaborone North, Nehemiah Mudubule Lobatse, Gilbert Mangole Mutubi West, Lucky Tsireletso Linzweleta Mupani, Bruce Nkakile Mukoditsani, Taba Utwezi Gaborone Central, and Jonathan Tsepansitono Moshupa-Manyana. The remaining 6 will be filled on July 7, 2018, when primary elections take place. We will also be holding primary elections in the wards in which we are incumbent, and in the ones the BMD received by agreement with our UDC partners on 7th July 2018. And the remaining wards, we will hold primary elections once the UDC shall have distributed the remaining wards among its partner parties. The future is bright and the future has begun. The UDC march to victory in the 2019 general elections has begun. We have no doubt that whatever the current challenges, the UDC partners will go forward united and strong, for everything depends upon it. The delivery of Botswana from BDP, corruption and misrule is an urgent as it has never been, and demands of all UDC partners to set aside all differences, make the appropriate sacrifices in the interest of the general good, and work together to assure victory in 2019. The BMD has no doubt that the UDC cannot win power from BDP unless we are united in the UDC, and all of us give its candidates, whatever party they come from, our uttermost support in every ward and in every constituency. Boys, we thank you all for your attendance, for your courage, and for your support and all the efforts we made on behalf of this great nation. I thank you all. Thank you.